行爱要开哈，出去的有层啊，出去的有层，黑个拉儿的弄到前门弄去。
Hello, Wanderers. Welcome to a brand new Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series with the Cons of the Steppe DLC, which is just released today as of the airing of this video. And in this series, we are going to be playing as Temujin, or as you may better know him, Ghengis Khan. Now, before we jump into the episode itself, I do want to thank the team at Paradox for sponsoring this video and getting me early access so I could play around with the mechanics and the new features a little bit, so I'm not going to be completely inept as we do this playthrough, but I haven't dived into it completely because I do want to experience this for the first time with you guys. So this is a little bit of a blind playthrough, but I did familiarize myself with things a little bit just so it wouldn't be a complete debacle as we go through this here. If you want to get the DLC yourself, there will be a link in the pinned comment, so you can go and check it out yourself. And there are going to be some other creators whom I'm sure you know of who are going to go into much more in depth into the mechanics if you want to see those yourself. But I will just say, from what I have seen so far, it is a big departure from the typical mechanics, even the mercenary mechanics that we've seen in the recent DLCs. We're taking that and we're just expanding upon it in some really interesting ways with these nomadic cultures. So we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. But first, as with any good roleplay series, our character is the most important thing. And our character here, as you can see, is High Chieftain Temujin of the Mongols. Now, obviously, this is a historical character. Now, if you don't know who this is, I suggest you brush up on your history just a little bit because this is one of the most famous historical figures of all time. The man who forged the largest contiguous land empire, surpassing even Alexander the Great. The only ones who could claim, there might be some who could claim to have bigger empires in general. Looking at you, British. But in terms of just a massive land empire, this guy was the one who did it all. And so we're going to be playing as this character and attempting to diverge from history and possibly surpass even the historical figure of Genghis Khan. So we shall see. It's going to be an interesting playthrough. The cool thing is that there is going to be a lot of interesting, unique events and story beats that come along with playing a historical figure like this. And we will be seeing some of those once we get started. But let's take a look at our character here first and foremost. So we'll take a look at our traits: vengeful, ambitious, and diligent. So a pretty good set of traits. Obviously, vengeful and ambitious are going to lend towards a character who is obviously going to be striking out and forging this empire. I mean, that's going to be clearly a important part of this playthrough. So there is going to be some expansion. We will have plenty of wars for those of you who like the map painting aspect of it. Diligent, we're going to be taking some stress hits, but I think that we will be able to survive those. And that's going to lend us some really amazing stats down here. As you can see, 13, 22, 16, 21, 12, and 24 prowess. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. We are a brilliant strategist, so that's giving us some nice bonuses there. You can see that because of our Mongol culture, we're also getting bonus prowess from our martial education. Our character is a hunter as well. We have the Way of the Nomad lifestyle trait, which we will get a little bit more into that later on. We have Open Terrain Expert, naturally, and Shrewd, which in my opinion is probably one of my favorite traits in the game. It's not one of the best ones, but I just like it for some reason. So that's our character. Those are our traits. And let's take a look at some of the other characters in that are going to be playing an important role in this story. for example, our wife. Now, this is a historical figure. Many of the characters that we're going to be seeing are historical figures, and High Chief Bort is one of them. Now, this is a character who is doubtlessly going to play an important role in our story, and we'll take a look at her traits here. Honest, calm, gregarious. She is a astute intellectual, and she is quite a beautiful woman. Now, that is a pretty good set of traits for our wife to have. She's got pretty decent diplomacy, so that's going to be very useful for us, obviously. And we do have some other family members as well. We'll take a look at our parents for a brief moment here. Another famous historical figure is our father Yasuge, who was tragically killed due to the politics of the steppes here. He was murdered, poisoned, as they say here. And the politics of the steppe, from what I've been able to learn, pretty cutthroat, and we are definitely going to be experiencing some of that in this game. When I say cutthroat, I mean, take a look at our older brother here, murdered by us. Yeah, that is exactly what happened historically. Temujin killed his older brother in order to take power, and that is why we are the leader of these Aboriginal Mongols, rather than Bater here. So, hopefully our other brothers are not going to be, the same type of fraternal friends that we are, but I guess we'll see. We will take a look at some of our brothers as well. We've got Belgute here. This is our next youngest brother. We've got Haesar here. We've got Hachiun. We've got Altan here. Temulen and Temuge here. So quite a collection of siblings. Most of these are historical. However, there are some that are not, because as always, we have added some channel member characters to this game. And if you want to get characters in the game yourself, all you need to do is join us either on YouTube or on Patreon, and you can get characters yourself, including occasionally a character related to our MC right here. So, what is our situation? Well, we are a pretty small steppe nomad right here, and we are going to obviously need to expand. There are a lot of new mechanics that come with this DLC, and we're going to be exploring them kind of slowly, but I'll give you the brief rundown. Much like with the administrative government in the previous DLC, Roads to Power, you now have this nomadic capital. It's similar to the mercenary camp. It's similar to your estate from the administrative government. And you get all these different buildings. So each going to have all these different unique buildings with all sorts of bonuses. You can get all these extra upgrades and stuff to go onto it. So if you're familiar with the last DLCs, this will all look familiar, but there are going to be some differences in the types of things that you can get for that. So you are going to be building up your camp, and that's something that we will be doing in time. Now, I haven't looked at all the different bonuses, so if you get a chance to play with the DLC and you find some that you think are particularly good, let me know down in the comments below. I'll save my money for now, and probably in the next episode, we'll start to do some more upgrades on this once I get a little bit more familiar with what some of the better ones are. But yeah, so we have that. That is our nomadic capital here. So currently it's in Orgu. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but we can move that around. So it's going to be, and that's going to be an important part, because as you can see here, there is this new modifier on counties, which is county fertility. So this only affects places in the Great Steppe. So all this grayed out stuff is not part of the Great Steppe, as you can see, but everything else in here is. And you can see the green is obviously the higher fertility places. And our goal is to keep our nomadic capital in the most fertile places that we can. So we're going to be wanting to move it around, to continue to expand, and to just, graze our horses where the grass grows the greenest. So that is one of the new features from the game there. There's also seasons. We'll look into that a little bit more, but each of the different regions of the steppes, the east, the Central, and the West all have these different seasons. And it looks like every 10 years or so, it can change. So, for example, in the Eastern Steppe where we are, 10 years from now, there's a 65% chance we get the cold Zud, which brings strong winds and blizzards. The extremely low temperatures force the livestock to use most of their energy to keep warm, and they cannot graze. Same here with the White Zud. In the time of the White Zud, snow settles over the grazing lands, covering them completely in a layer that can be feet deep. The livestock cannot reach the grass and thus die of starvation. So that's going to be another important thing to kind of keep track of. As you can see here in the Central Steppe, when they get their next seasons, they could potentially get abundant grazing, which is obviously going to be a big bonus. But all three are in Everlasting Summer right now, which seems to be probably one of the best ones. So like I said, we're going to want to keep expanding and finding the best places to, to raise our herds to grow our following. And that's one of the coolest things about this new DLC is that you're not just kind of stuck to one place. You're always going to be expanding and moving and trying to look for the places that are going to give you the best bonuses. Like this, if we move into one of these places right away, it might give us a really good bonus for 10 years or so, but after that it might end up being a terrible place and we're going to have to move far along. So you're always going to be on the move, always looking for greener pastures, and I think that adds like an interesting kind of dynamic to the game. There is a lot more to it as well. You'll get these new Mongol laws, which are fairly similar to how it was before, but there are some minor differences here. As you can see, you got new succession law as well, and as you can see, there is this kind of new succession mechanic that we have here. So we've got this chaotic succession. If the Kurultai is not obedient, the realm will experience a random consequence when the current ruler dies. The more disobedient Kurultai members you have, the worse the consequences will be. So yeah, look at this. You can have herd losses, defecting courtiers, losing levels of fame, legitimacy hits. Yeah, it's keeping control of the powerful tribal leaders within your realm is going to be extra important at playing as a nomad. So like I said, I won't go into this completely right now. We're going to be experiencing it as we go along. But yeah, we have our court. So as you can see here, our spy master here is Chieftain Jamuka. This is a historical figure here, and we'll get a little bit more into him in just a moment. We've got our brother Belgutai as one of the Kurultai. We've got Bala the Hawk here as a Kurultai member. Same with Togota the Bear and Inalchi the Noble. So these are all members of our Kurultai. And then we also have some courtiers as well. We've got our Stargazer Bulugan Kuranus here. We've got a caravan master, Gerbesu the Fair, who actually has a pretty decent set of traits over there. We've got our Master of the Chase, which is Kaidu Stronghorse. This character, as you can see, he's a bit of a lusty man, but a strong warrior, and he will no doubt fight well for us in the coming expansions. And then we have Kugan Bargujin here, who is our Noyan, which I believe is one of the leading generals of our army. And despite the fact that he is drunk and horribly disfigured, he knows how to siege down an enemy, which among the Mongols doesn't necessarily require catapults as much as it does just a lot of horses and probably some torches. So yeah, ambitious, brave, sadistic, perfect guy to be leading some of our armies here. So yeah, that's our court. That's the characters. We're going to let time roll because I think that we are going to be seeing a story event popping up here in the not too distant future, probably in just a few moments. I do want to also take our lifestyle trait here. We're going to grab Marshall, and I think I'm going to go down the authority focus here because I do want to build up the dread, because I think having high dread is going to help with keeping our Kurultai members, keeping them obedient. And here was that event that I was speaking about. The Murgid Offense. Temujin, Bort calls quietly. entering my tent. Her cheeks are flushed and her hair messy. Ever since I was held hostage by the Mergid, I have felt unwell. She covers her womb with trembling hands. Well, obviously, you guys can tell what happened here. Now, this is a historical event when Temujin married his wife Borta here. It was not very long after that tribesmen from the three Mergids came and attacked, and they ended up abducting Borta here. Now, Temujin did team up with Jamuka here, and I think, is from what I can tell, Chieftain Togrul here was the other character or other historical figure. I might be wrong about this second one, but I'm pretty sure this is the guy. But they teamed up and they rescued Borta from the Mergids. And now, obviously, we have a chance to decide what we will do about this. So we have three options. He will pay for this. You are the most important thing here. Or why do you bother me with this nonsense? Obviously, we're not going to be choosing this last option. The second one here, High Chiefess Borta becomes our lover. Your marriage to her is set to be incredibly fertile, which could be interesting. We will gain some stress because we're vengeful, though, and High Chiefess Borta will soon show signs of pregnancy. This is an interesting option, but historically speaking, this was the event that kind of set into motion Temujin to become the great conqueror that he would be. And although we are going to end up diverging from history, I think that we are going to go with the he will pay for this option here, where High Chieftain Yusunge of the Mergids becomes our rival. We get the retaliation war casus belli on him. We gain some dread and we lose some stress. But as mentioned, our wife will soon show signs of pregnancy. But yeah, we are absolutely going to do that. So as you can see here, we gained a rival. High Chieftain Yusunge kidnapped our spouse. Well, we have to get revenge on him for that, right? We can't not do that. So we are going to be declaring that retaliation war here against our enemies. So we will make High Chieftain Yusunge our tributary. With any luck, we'll capture the man and we'll be able to execute him for his crimes, but we shall see how that all goes. So we're going to raise our armies here. Now, you can see we've got this cool new icon for our armies. And an interesting thing about the nomadic governments is that your armies are partially based on the size of your herd. So as you can see, our herd is 1,400 out of 8,500. So 529 of our herd has been raised as a nomadic horde. So the size of your herd is going to directly impact the size of your army. So building up your herd is going to be very important to your strength, but the larger the herd, the harder it is to keep them all fed. So yeah, there's going to be some interesting management here going along with that. So we're going to raise up the herd. We're going to go in and head straight for our enemies' lands over here. We'll probably get involved in a battle with them, but we'll get the siege started to get us started here. Anyways, I'm going to put myself in charge of the army because this is a retaliation war. So obviously that's something that we're going to want to deal with. And as you can see here, pregnancy, the dreaded time has come. So this is obviously not our child, but and I don't know if this is actually historical or not. I don't recall reading whether or not this is something that is well known within the story of Ghengis Khan. I did try to brush up on my history a little bit, but somebody in you let me know in the comments below if you recall this part of the story. But yeah, we'll see if it's a boy or a girl. But yeah, we'll have to see how we're gonna deal with that particular situation. Obviously, our wife is not responsible for what happened to her. It was the Mergids who we are going to enact our vengeance on here. So I'm going to speed the time up just to let the siege move a little bit quicker here. Their army is moving in, which is ideal. If they come around here. Oh, okay. It looks like they got an alliance going here. So we'll need to deal with the enemy forces here. The siege is going. Okay, it looks All right, that looks like they're gonna go and try to meet up with their ally here. I'm not too worried about it. The siege is almost done, and the ally doesn't seem to. Yeah, he's only got 135 troops. So maybe what we do, we get this siege done. We got four extra coins, which is nice. We'll let their army match up, and then I'm gonna see where they're gonna go because I don't really want to fight them in the mountains here. I'd rather fight them in the plains. Oh, okay. And it seems that the child is, said to be ours. Interesting. Even though we know that it's not. But is it really the child's fault? Can we put the blame on this child? This is still the child of our wife here. But it is not our own, and technically for now it's our player heir. I'm curious, what do you guys think we should do about this situation? I mean, yeah, it's an interesting situation. I think we'll keep the name Yesuge, same as our father here, to start with. And I do want to go with the historical names of get Genghis Khan's kids if I can. So if you've got the names of his children handy, leave them also in the comments below so that I can go and make sure all our kids are named properly here. Or if you have some other ideas of interesting names, feel free to drop those down below too. Because who knows, we might have more or less kids than Genghis Khan actually did. A creeping suspicion. There's something odd about my master of hunt, Kaidu, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. Perhaps it's just my imagination running amok. Nevertheless, that ominous feeling is keeping me up at night. Kaidu, what are you up to? This is another one of our counselor characters, obviously, as you can see here. I will look into this. Okay, let's see what's going on with Kaidu here. I've hidden in the shadows, gone to shady taverns, yet I've found no condemning evidence against Kaidu, not even a suspicious rumor. While it seems like I was mistaken this time, it was not time wasted. Tonight I will sleep like a babe. He seems innocent. All right, so maybe Kaidu isn't up to anything after all. Okay, let's see where their army's gonna go. I do, like I said, I want to fight them in the steppe if I can, so we get the biggest bonus. I'm pretty sure we would win the fight either way, but we might as well give ourselves as much of an advantage as we can here, so we can really crush the enemy army. Oh, looks like they're running over here into the hills. I mean, should still be fine. All right, let's get this battle. This is our first battle here. As you can see, we grew a beard just for the fight, and let us see how well we do against our enemy here. So we'll speed up the time just a little bit. Obviously, we are going to win this battle here. Wow, we absolutely crushed them, though. We captured we captured one of their Kurultai members. Not too bad. All right, let's take a look at the details of the battle here. Any events? Kaidu Stronghorse slew Ijai Murgid. Ooh, nice. Kaidu slew the eldest son. All right, Kaidu, you know what? That is I may have been wrong about you. You slew the eldest son of our enemy here, which is obviously a great feat for which he should be rewarded. Swear blood brotherhood with him. I mean, maybe he did do that. And we captured Siren the lion. Wow, all right. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, let us head in to finish off this war. We're at 94% war score, but is this guy, is he? Oh, he is. I think he's leading their new army now. If we could capture him, that would be ideal, because then we could execute Yesunge for what he did. And who knows if he was even the one directly responsible for what happened to our wife. Maybe it was Ajai or Ajai here who was responsible, and maybe he got what was coming to him, but his father will have to suffer as well. Greetings, my perceptive liege, leopard of the Mongols. Leopard, leopard. Why did I say it like that? I was imagining it was some sort of foreign term. Leopard of the Mongols. I would swear myself your brother, the blood of your blood, through hailstorm, through the dark of night, always my brother, I will ride to your defense and never desert you. Will you spill your blood and swear the same? Signed, High Chieftain Jamuka of the Jadaran Mongols. Obviously, like I said, this is a historical character. This was a strong ally of Temujin in his early years, though later they would become rivals. But in this case, I do think we will choose to become blood brothers, and he will be our warlike blood brother, which is pretty cool. That's another one of these mechanics. Yeah, we get there's some strong hooks involved here. Honestly, pretty decent bonuses to having a blood brother. Jamuka slices into the meat of his hand, saying, "When we become Anda, our lives become one. Brother, I pledge to love you forever and guard you well. I swear the same oath, inflict the wound, and bind my blood with my new brothers. Our pact is sealed. We trade fine gifts, eat well, and share a single fur for the night's slumber. We dream of the battles to come. My brother, fearsome as the wolf." We gain the trait Warlike Blood Brother, which is +2 prowess, +10 natural dread, and advantage when commanding own armies, +2. Nice bonuses. We get this strong hook on him. He becomes our ally. Lot of really nice bonuses to go along with that. Here we are. We're going to engage the enemy now. With our new blood brother at our side, and here I believe this is the enemy commander. Can we capture him? That would be it doesn't look like it. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that we would capture him here, but it seems as though that actually, before we siege him down, let's go and see if we can get him in this second one here, because like I said, I want to capture him so we can get revenge on him directly. Offer courtier. I offer you the services of my Bagatur Targute, a highly skilled man with extensive knowledge of troop compositions. Actually, this guy is pretty decent. He will serve us well. I will take him into our court. The more great warriors, the better here. We are at 100%, but like I said, I do want to engage their army here, just in case we have an opportunity to capture Yasunge. He might be dying. I see his son Burkid here. Let's take a look at the details of that battle there. We only lost 3 events. Yeah, he must have been injured in the battle there. So, all right, let's get this fight rolling over here, and see if we can capture the enemy commander there. He's got 100 troops, but they won't last long against the forces of Temujin. Ah, darn. All right, so unfortunately, we did not capture our enemy, but we had his son slain here. His eldest son and heir was killed, and now we can force him to be our tributary, which I think is at least a little bit of punishment. Can we get a ward from him? No, it doesn't seem like that's an option here. Hostages cannot be used to settle retaliation wars. That's unfortunate. But he does become a nomadic tributary of us. Contract starts with high herd, high prestige transfer. There's a truce. He gives us 223 horses. We gain some prestige, legitimacy, all of those. All right, so not terrible. I was really hoping that we would get a little bit more revenge on the man ourselves, but I think that we will subjugate the man. We did have his son slain, so I think that is pretty good. To the contemptuous High Chieftain Temujin, may wisdom ever elude you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to end this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Yeah, damn straight you will. So be it. Not too bad there. So let's disband our army. So now he is a tributary of us. And I believe that this shepherdess here is a tributary of him, which means that the complexities of the new tributary system are pretty interesting. So as you can see, like there are these directly controlled lands, and then there are all the tributaries. That's why the names and stuff and the lines that you can see here are a lot different than how they would normally look. So it's a very complex system that we will certainly be getting into. But I do want to move our capital, move our herd here, because our current place where we've got our herds up here in the mountain has pretty low fertility. So I'd like to find somewhere that is better. The fertility right here is amazing, actually. But I don't know if we can... Nomadic County Quarrel? But we would have to fight against Togrul to get that. What about this place right here? Let's see. It's led by this this chieftain. Can we declare war against them? So we could take this one from this guy. He's got 812 though, because he's got a bunch of allies. Okay. Can we do anything about that? Can we get any allies through our siblings? We could get an alliance with the Karates. Oh, that wouldn't be so bad. Because like I said, this guy was from what I understand, an early ally of Temujin as well, though he would later become a rival as well, as it seems pretty normal for Temujin's life. So, but I wouldn't mind getting an alliance early on because he does seem relatively powerful. Interestingly enough, he is a Nestorian, so there are some Christian steppe religions here that some of these steppe leaders are following. But yeah, I think getting this alliance could be pretty good here. So will that give us... Yeah, that'll give us the alliance. So he will accept. So I think that we are going to do that. And that's going to give us a pretty powerful alliance to go with for this early bit here. So we are going to declare this war because I do want to move our herds into somewhere that is a little bit better for us. So let's raise up our army here. He's only got 86 troops himself, so we should be able to manage this. I'm sitting around the map table with Kugan and Bala, discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Kugan bangs his fist on the table loudly and proclaims we should charge the enemy directly and crush them, while Bala explains how we need to watch what our foes do and respond accordingly. But we are Ghengis Khan. We know how to employ both strategies, so we're going to get the bonuses from both of them here. I do want to reward Kaidu here, because Kaidu did... you know, he did slay Agi here. What do we give him? He's already our master of the chase. Could we promote him to the Cruel Tai? I mean, possibly. Possibly here. Oh, there's all these different things. Wow, that's cool. Oh, we're not gonna oust our brother, although maybe we'll get our brother to, let's see, organize raiders. Oh, okay, that's cool. Explore cultures. Wow, lots of different bonuses here. Aid stargazers. I see. So these are, yeah, some different different council things here. Exploit lands. Well, I think I'll just leave him on oh, let's see. Organize raiders, sure, because he is a little bit of a warlike guy. Any of these guys replaceable? They're all pretty decent. But I think we'll keep them from now. But I think maybe we'll make Kaidu, we'll give him another job, like make him keeper of the horses or something here. Would be good. Or the Yurtchi. Storyteller, siege engineer. Oh, Kugan could be a good siege engineer. What bonus does that give? Nice, siege time phase. That's actually pretty decent. Yeah, let's do that. And Kaidu. All right, you know, we're gonna replace one of these guys with Kaidu because he does deserve a reward for what he did. So the Hawk, he's cool. Inalchi the Noble, he's decent here. What about this guy? I think Togoda is the most replaceable. So yeah, let's get Kaidu over here, and that will be his reward. We're gonna put him on. Let's see. He's not really good for anything other than. Let's see. Let's go with. We only have one person doing one thing at a time. I think we'll get our brother on domestic affairs. No, actually, he's not good at that. All right, we'll just leave him on the pasture one. Let's get Kaidu doing the raiding here. So yeah, that looks pretty good there. This Kurultai member, he is... let's see. Explore cultures? Sure. I think this is fine. I'll look at the bonuses and all the things from this a little bit later, but that's what we'll set up for now. There we go. Don't say we don't reward those who serve us well. So let's go get... Man, they only got 86 troops, but they do have some allies who are no doubt going to be coming to their aid here, but it's not going to be enough. We are going to... we're going to defeat them handily, I am quite sure here. Could probably... Okay, that other army's running away because they're terrified of us, which is only reasonable there. Oh yeah, they're not going to be able to escape. It's too late for you now. 86 troops versus our 700. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance there. All right, let's just go and get the siege started right away. And they're trying to raise up their army once again, but it's not going to be enough. You don't have the horses, you don't have the men. And we shall defeat you quite handily there, as you can see. We could leave enough to station besiegers there. And we can engage in battle, so I think we'll do that. We're only bringing in... we leave 143 to siege them down. Bring the other 500 to go and deal with the enemy. And just... I think we're just going to be like... You know, we're just farming little bits of prestige here from all of this, so... Oh, they want to come and fight us, though. All right. I'll take that on, for sure. Well, actually, defensive buildings defending in the hills. They do have enough troops. Oh, we forgot to call in our ally. Yeah, all right, we got to call in our ally here. Oh, but he can't join. Oh, that says his vassal? Fascinating. All right, let's see. Is there anything we can do to boost ourselves here? Can we get an accolade maybe on one of our guys, like Kugan here? Let's see. Contender, what's that gonna do? Just trying to see if we can get any little boost. Tactician, not too bad. Liege modifier, yeah, all right, I think that's okay. Valiant, Vanguard, that's probably not that useful. Valiant, Scoundrel, Marauder could be useful if we'd start to do some raiding and stuff here. Uncontrolled territory attacker advantage. I don't know if that's going to help that much, but I do want to make him a Marauder anyway, so let's call this not the first of the battle line, but the first rider. I think that sounds kind of cool. Create that accolade. Yeah, that's I think that'll work. I don't think this is going to give us a big bonus in this battle. It's entirely possible we might lose this fight here, but I'm hopeful. Could we get a bonus from any of our other guys here? We don't have anybody who's like useful in sieging. Faith hostility advantage? No, that wouldn't really help with it. All right, we're gonna do the fight, and we'll see how it goes here. Ah, man, we might be able to pull it off because we're... Oh, nice. Their armies were split up just enough that we were able to fight them separately here. Oh, man, that was actually very lucky. We captured a chieftain here as well. Oh, nice. That is an ideal situation, really. So there we go. All right, so I guess, yeah, okay, so this guy must be a, I don't know, like tributary or vassal of our ally here. Like I said, the complex politics of the steppe, quite fascinating. So yeah, you can see the details of all these battles here. Doesn't look like there's too many major events, but we're gaining little bits of prestige for all of these, which is pretty nice. Captured this guy here. I do want to ransom you, but yeah, okay, this is the guy who, but he's not the leader of this place. It's so confusing. The politics here is very, very confusing. So, like, is this guy a tributary of this guy, and this guy's a vassal of this guy? All very complex. It's fascinating, but this isn't the one that we're waging the war directly against, though, right? Honestly, I have no idea, but we're just gonna go and siege them down. That's the main thing that we need to worry about here. Yeah, we can't call on him, so let's see. Family members can get married. Yeah, we'll deal with that shortly here. Let's see. Details of that battle. Nothing to worry about here. We get a new perk. Do we want to go down the strategist route? That could be useful, especially if we can get we're not gonna have too much. Oh man, I see. Sappers. Or do we go with Serve the Crown and just I think we go with Serve the Crown. I think we boost up that dread like crazy just to keep everybody in control, because keeping people in control is gonna be integral for this this playthrough here. So that's what we're gonna aim for first and foremost here. The siege should be done. I'm hoping that we'll get all the war score we need once the siege is done. There we go. All right, we took his son and heir hostage. Do we need that hostage? No, we don't. So we can ransom him. Hopefully. Let's see. Negotiate. No, not execute. Negotiate release. Can we get some like money from him? Or we could recruit him. He's not that good at anything. Gain a weak hook. That wouldn't be that helpful. But, no, I mean, he's the son and heir. So having a weak hook on him, well, he's going to lose his land. I'm going to do it anyways because he's not very useful to us. Either way as a hostage. So either way, I think we're just going to go with this. Oh, we could demand his son as well. Maybe we do that too. Confirm as a hostage. I don't know if this is useful at all either, but so we gain the contested titles. So there we go. Perfect. So that is not too bad right there. So this land is, as you can see, much more fertile than our previous one. Now you do have the option of abandoning this land to a herder, which the herders are all these like shepherd characters. They can't defend the lands, but when they control a county, they raise the fertility. So we can keep moving to the better fertile places, and then we leave our old places in charge of herders, and that will increase the fertility because they're grazing their sheep and their cows and whatnot in those lands, and obviously eventually it becomes more fertile. So I think that we are going to switch our capital here. So this is going to be the new home of our current capital, Karat Sagan. And we could, if we wanted to, give this place over to a herder. And I'll just do this for an example here so you can see how this works. So it's technically still... is it still our land? I don't know, but... oh yeah, so we can just demand this pasture land from them if we want. And they can't do anything about it. They just give it up because they can't defend themselves. These are just sheep herders. So yeah, it's a very interesting set of mechanics. I have been having a lot of fun with it. Got a little tongue tied there, but it's cool. There's a lot going on. You can see we've raised our herd up to 3,000 now, which is boosting up our army even more. We're in this new fertile land. We can get some decisions here. There's all these major nomadic decisions: become the greatest Khan, peace of the great Khan, desperate times, expand the steppes, all sorts of cool things going on here. One thing we can do is manage pasturage. County fertility in Karat Sagan increases by +20, and we gain managed pastures for 10 years, which is good. I'm going to do this even though it gives us some stress, but that is going to boost up the fertility fertility right here. So you can see now it's even higher, 83. So yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. Okay, the fertility is pretty good all the way along here. So yeah, we're just gonna want to be moving and conquering and keeping our nomadic settlement here in the most fertile of places. Honestly, I've been having a lot of fun with this DLC. Like I said, if you guys want to check it out yourself, I do have a link in the pinned comments for you guys to go and get it for yourselves. I'm also very, very excited for when the Game of Thrones team gets their hands on this, because as you can imagine, the Dothraki using this mechanics, not only the Dothraki, but the Lazarene, like you're going to have the the Dothraki playing as the nomads, but you're going to have the Lazarene as these like shepherds and stuff. The mechanics are going to be, it's perfect for that, and makes sense because the Dothraki were literally just based off of these steppe cultures. So yeah, it's going to be perfect. I'm very excited for the Game of Thrones team to update to this. But yeah, like I said, very fun DLC. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, and I am having a lot of fun with this story because, like I said, can we surpass the historical figure? Can we bring the Scourge of God past Eastern Europe? Can we take Hungary, Germany, France even? Who knows? That question remains to be seen. But we will see it in another episode. I do want to thank all of the supporters of the channel. You guys are what keeps me going. The people who leave comments down below, the people who like and subscribe to the channel. I have a great appreciation for you, and especially for those who have supported the channel either on YouTube or on Patreon. Thank you so much. Until the next time, Wanderers, I will see you in the next one.